That Nebraska was going to be in the Des Moines regional. They bought tickets last year because that's how big of fans that the Cornhuskers really had following. Santana with the finish. But kudos to them for showing up here in Des Moines, and we've got great support not only from the Hawaii fans that traveled, the band and the cheerleaders. The players for Hawaii didn't even know that their band and cheerleaders were going to be here for the regional round. They walked into Wells Fargo Arena thrilled to see the spirited support. There's the band. They've been very active. Minnesota brought Goldie the Gopher. He's doing his part, but Hawaii has its cheerleaders.
And they've been running up and down the stairs, keeping the fans.
They've been very energetic. They've traveled well, and then obviously Minnesota, just a 3.5-hour drive, has traveled in a lot of Golden Gopher faithful as well. Nice pancake. Didn't go outside the antenna there.
Unable to keep it alive on that play, but the hustle, we're seeing it on both sides of the court right now. Pancake digs, the one-handed digs are starting to pay off. Anticipation, when you don't have that, a little bit of heart will help you keep the ball up.
Both these teams last visited the national semifinal stage in 2009 in Tampa, Florida. They both fell in the national semifinals. Hawaii to Penn State to eventually Texas in the Rainbow Wahine side out.
Nikki Taylor really warmed up here in the third set. Good swing. The double block is there, but she cuts it cross court.
Taylor with 14 kills to lead Hawaii. So got 2 service aces to complement that. Gets it over. Nice shot by Taylor to keep Rainbow Wahine in the point, but that one gets pushed just beyond the defense's reach.
And what a smart decision that time, just keeping a heads-up play, recognizing that maybe the timing's not there, it's not going to be a perfectly set ball, so Hannah Tapp goes with that deep tip, pushing it down the line. That makes a middle back defender have to run all the way through the baseline to try and make a play.
Santana serving for Minnesota. Outside to Granato. She took a running approach on that swing. She wanted a point there. You could sense it, Maria.
I love that Granato's coming off of the bench. She's only a freshman, and she is making plays right now. I mean, she's not showing any fear. She's had to come in and pass. I see that Minnesota is really trying to get the ball in her hands on the first contact, but no fear here. She's going to step right in for Kalei Greenlee.
You mentioned her roots to the Punahou School, probably the most famous alum of the Punahou School. As our nation's president, Barack Obama, class of 1979, as the Golden Gophers tie it up again.
Another good swing by Hannah Tapp coming out. That right side attack, you see she gets deep well beyond the 10-foot line, using the block again. So much success Hannah Tapp is having, especially in swinging on the right side.
Side out Wahine. She's been a little bit quiet, the senior leader for the Rainbow Wahine.
You're right, and she had 14 kills against Penn State, and Manu Olebao was someone who would come in the front row when Nikki Taylor was in the back row, and she kind of had the answer, the kind of balance that Hawaii needed. But to see her kind of getting some good swings, warming up here in the third, you can just tell that the confidence is really back for Hawaii and their offensive attackers.
Olebao, a little out of position to get much swing on it. Nice pass by Taylor. Touch setting in this one. Precision placement by Hawaii's 4-year senior.
And a good set by Kelch coming off the bench, providing a little bit more size. Tempo is what she's adding to the play, and a great swing by Tai Manu Olebao, making the play as a senior for Hawaii.
Watch ESPN. Short serve by Kahakai to try to get Minnesota out of system. McGill takes the free ball that sends it just to
and that's a lucky play for Minnesota. They all looked and watched that inline very, very closely. And that opportunity for McGill, she knew exactly where she wanted to go with it. She wanted to go deep and see if she could paint that inline.
very close call. Excellent job by our officials tonight, led by our first official, Brian Hogarn, on the ladder. Taylor outside. Nice dig by Rosado. Wilhite rolls it down the front of the block.
Wilhite going up against Taylor Higgins, the 5'9" setter. It's a matchup that you're going to like every single day of the week if you're Minnesota. And really just the finish not there, the press over the net that you need to keep the ball on Minnesota's side, going up against a very strong attack.
179 career Division I wins, second only to Russ Rose and Penn State, and a career winning percentage, 85.6%. Nice save by Wilhite. Well executed when Calamity struck, but then Hawaii could not counter.
There's that timing. It's been up and down for Hawaii. Taylor Higgins looking for Olivia McGill. I think it's the right decision, though. I think McGill would have had success if that ball would have just made contact with her. But after the great play of Hawaii, that's kind of a heartbreaker.
Gill pushes it over. Had just enough English and movement on it to trick Minnesota's D.
Yep, set still a little bit low, but McGill making it work, just having to tap it over past the block, and a good decision that she has to make keeping that ball alive.
Higgins back to serve now, tied at 21. Wilhite outside, dug by Higgins. Second touch, Kahakai. Manu Olevao. Santana tries to trick it over, can't get it done. Love the concentration. Look on these players' faces. Nikki Taylor with the point for Hawaii.
We saw some great defense on both sides, but it was the team that could get it to their go-to player first and in rhythm was Hawaii. Nikki Taylor coming in, not a perfect set. She was brought all the way inside, but going with the high hands.
Kahakai gets out of the way for Higgins. Manu Olevao, too wide on the cross.
And just trading points with Minnesota right now. But Manu Olevao going up, looking for that sharp cross shot. Would have been open if she could have kept it in bounds.
22-22, Maria, is the 15th tie of this third set. Inside to Taylor. For the hammer.
Nikki Taylor is shining right now, and this moment, this point in the match, doesn't want the season to end here. The block is late from Paige Tap, and that's exactly what allows Nikki Taylor to hit the scene.
Nikki Taylor had 8 kills the first 2 sets. She has 8 kills here in set 3.
She wants to keep this match alive. She's being the go-to player that we know the Big West Player of the Year can be.
McGill with the second touch to set up Granato. Santana outside. Got a defensive touch.
Dolly Santana, we haven't said her name as much, and really the Gophers haven't needed to go to her as much. The swing deep through the corner. Looks like there must have been a touch up in the front off of the block early from Hawaii.
23s now. Remember, we win by 2 in the Division I women's college game. Taylor loves it as Hawaii now has set point.
Here's the opportunity. If you get a nice serve in, you get an opportunity to play defense. Hawaii's done a really good job with their back row defense, keeping balls alive here late in the third set.
Timeout, Golden Gophers. Set point Hawaii to try to push this match to a 4th set. Hannah Tap says, not so fast.
Why tap it when you can kill it? I took that from a poster. That's
right.
in the back.
Some Minnesota fans brought that sign.
Yeah. Getting up again with the slide that's worked so well for her. Really no one slowing her down from the blocking standpoint with Hawaii.
18th tie of the match at of the set at 24-24. Taylor cross court
why not feed the beast while she's hot? Nikki Taylor coming up with a huge swing. The block just a little bit late from Hannah Tapp. Now the set point again for the Rainbow Wahine.
No go for Santana. She'll get another look at it. Hahakai sends it to the front to Kelsch. Taylor. An eruption from the Rainbow Wahine contingency in the crowd as Hawaii sends this regional final to a fourth set.
The Rainbow Wahine staying alive with that relentless effort we talked about. The unseeded team forcing a fourth.